Hi guys, happy Vlogmas day 12. I'm going to start off this video by sharing some clips. I was in the city today again. I did some errands, went to the USPS to drop off a package. Then I stopped by the art store. It's right next door to the USPS by Union Square. And I was able to pick up some watercolor papers because I recently bought some watercolor paints. And then I stopped by the Strand Book store. Now I am going to go to the Strand Book store. I think I'm just gonna go with their New York City themed Christmas card, the one that comes in a set, and we'll send out the card sometime this week. You guys, this is the exact card. This is my card last year, 2023. If I were to go for this one, it would be too similar. Should I change it up? But yeah, that's my 2023 card. Should I make this a 2024? I think this Central Park one is pretty cute. They also sell individual cards. This is again the one from last year. Or should I do the Rockefeller Center one? $6 each. These are so adorable. Because I have these animal stamps. Should I go for this year? It's the theme, but it's not very New York. This one is also pretty on theme for me. It says Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas because some of my friends don't celebrate Christmas. And books, coffee, and bakery, literally three of my favorite things. Should I go for this? This is very Brooklyn, but it's also very touristy and obvious. This is the last one. I keep looking at it every time I'm here. It would go perfectly with the animal stamps. But it's also so cute, kind of Pacific Northwest. But it's not New York. Okay, last three picks, very Brooklyn for me. This one's similar to the one from last year, but it has these Jewish lights, candles. I'm not Jewish, so I think I'm going to have to pass on that. This one is neutral, the least festive out of everything else, but I think it's mature. It's very representative of me, my place in Brooklyn. This one is nice too, but I'm not a fan of the shadow of the Santa Claus and the reindeers. A little too childish. I think I'm going to go for the red one. This one is still my number one favorite though. It's not New York, that's the only thing. So I'm just going to go for this one as my final pick. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Now I'm gonna go to the East Village. There's this one new bakery that's just open called Honey's. It is spelled like H-A-N-I''S, but it's pronounced as Honey's. So heard great things about their cinnamon buns, so I'm gonna go check it out if they are out of it. I'm just gonna walk to the other bakery where they make one of my favorite butter croissant in the city. I love the city when it rains. Not a big fan of the rain, but there's just something about walking around the city when it rains. This is so romantic.
Babe, I just want to say this. I don't think we're going to get fired.
Yeah, as I expected, the cinnamon bun was sold out. They said the Rice Krispie treats and the chocolate chip cookie or the chocolate chunk cookie are also very good, but it's like $8 for a chocolate chip cookie, and I don't know. I am more in the mood of a flaky, buttery croissant, so I'm just gonna walk another block. It's literally right next to each other. This bakery is called Blick. also got a babka. Gives sticky cinnamon vibe and cardamom bun at the same time. It's like super crispy. There's no laptop allowed at most of these bakeries. It was good, but I don't think it's as good as I remembered from last time. I think the croissant, the butter croissant was a little bit too buttery. It's very flaky and crispy and soft in the inside, which I like, but it's a little bit too buttery. The babka was okay, not my favorite. But yeah, I brought my laptop with me, so I'm gonna go to a hotel lobby to work on my laptop for a little bit. We'll start this week's newsletter. I haven't had the time to sit down and catch up with my journal, read and write, so today is the day. Look at this pumpkin Christmas tree. What an interesting choice of art media. I'm going to go to the bathroom first. Let's try it. Downstairs. And then on the way home, I stopped by this new home store. It is called Gem Home. It's opened by the team behind Gem Wine. Gem Wine used to be a little natural wine store that sells small plates and natural wine. They recently expanded to a new location. I haven't been there yet, but I've been wanting to. They have a bigger space now, and they also opened this new home store. In the back, they have a bunch of tables and chairs, and you can basically bring your laptop and sit and chat with friends and catch up with work. And I think it's such a nice space. And in the front, they sell a lot of home goods. I saw a lot of vintage items as well, and just literally across the street from Thai Diner. I've got to get started on dinner. We're gonna have leftover chicken curry, and I think I'm going to get some stuff started for tomorrow's dinner, so then tomorrow I can just sit at home, work on my laptop, catch up with all the work that I've been putting behind because I've been out for the past couple of days. So I told you 2 videos ago that I am going to make bánh xèo. Bánh xèo is the yellow turmeric coconut Vietnamese crispy crepes that some restaurants do, but I have never come across a good version in restaurants in the US. It is actually surprisingly a really easy dish to make at home, and after a lot of trials and errors, I've come to a version that I'm pretty pleased, and it comes out consistent every time. So I'm gonna show you how I make it in tomorrow's vlog, but today I'm going to get a few things started. I am going to make ahead my dipping fish sauce. It's sweet and sour dipping fish sauce. A lot of people in the US call it nước chấm. We don't call it nước chấm ever in Vietnam. We just call it nước mắm. Nước mắm just means fish sauce. It doesn't matter what version it is. In Vietnam, people just call any dipping fish sauce that is fish sauce based nước mắm. It's kind of confusing and straightforward at the same time. There are a lot of recipes that I've tried. At the beginning, when I first learned how to cook, I just make whatever version, and it always ends up tasting bad. So I somehow come across this recipe. I cannot recall who the original creator that created this recipe, but I just have it ingrained in my mind. So yeah, the recipe is super simple and easy to remember, but I do have my own tips, so do make sure to watch this video until the end. So the ratio is 1 to 1 to 2. So fish sauce, white cane sugar, and water. You just need a little saucepan like this. I'm going to add half a cup of fish sauce, half a cup of white cane sugar, and a cup of water. It is so simple. Again, with that recipe, you can obviously scale up. Because in my household, we only have 2 people, so I hate wasting food. I sometimes scale up twice of the amount. I find that it takes us way too long to finish. So I'm just gonna stick with the original recipe. So I'm gonna use this Việt Hương, the 3 crab fish sauce brand. It is the easiest and the most accessible fish sauce for people who live in the US. But in Vietnam, we don't use this brand. And I also realized that this fish sauce is not made in Vietnam. Fish sauce is product of Hong Kong SAR of China. Which I'm like so surprised. This is like a recent fact that I just found out. For some reason, I thought that it's a Vietnamese fish sauce brand. Just got this bottle of fish sauce from the fridge. It is the Red Bolt fish sauce made in Phu Quoc Island, Vietnam. This one is a lot more expensive than the other fish sauce brand. It's made in Vietnam, and it's something that I only use to serve on the table. So when I eat some sort of steamed vegetables, boiled meats, I serve a little bit of this fish sauce on a little sauce plate. Then I would add some Thai chilies. I don't use this to cook. I store my white cane sugar in here, and I don't have a lot left. I think the rest, I'm going to use a little bit of this light brown sugar. I think brown sugar works as well, but it might change the flavor of it a little bit. Half a cup of white sugar, and then I'm gonna do a cup of water, and we'll bring this to a boil. Water. So while we are waiting for the fish sauce sugar water mixture to come to a boil, we only need to bring it to a boil and let it simmer for maybe 30 seconds so that some of the fishy flavor kind of evaporate, and then we'll just let it chill, cool down at room temperature. But usually during this time, I go ahead and do other things, or I prepare my garlic, Thai chili, and lime mixture. I store all my garlic in this really cool handmade ceramic container that my friend Carolina made. It comes with a lid. I usually store my homemade tortillas in here. I'm going to do 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, and then I'm gonna do 4 Thai chili. I keep this back in the freezer. And then for lime juice, if your lime is very juicy, you just need probably 3/4 of a lime juice. But if it's not as juicy, usually I would go for like the whole thing. So 1 lime. I know a lot of people even use vinegar. I've never tried mine with vinegar before. This is how I peel my garlic. I use a little paring knife and then just pick up the piece of garlic and then start picking at it at the very end. Kind of lift up the skin, and then you just basically go around. To store my fish sauce, I use this Le Parfait French glass container. Okay, I just turned off the heat, but basically when the sugar is completely dissolved, you can let it simmer for another 20-30 seconds and then turn off the heat. You can also skim off the white foam on top, but mine's so minimal, I'm not gonna do that. So we'll just let this cool down at room temp. I'm going to mince garlic Thai chili peppers and choose one whole lime into this glass bowl here, and then we'll add in the fish sauce, sugar, water mixture when it cools down, and mix everything in this glass bowl here. Not too fine though. The reason why you need to wait for the fish sauce to cool down to room temp because you don't want to cook the garlic. The idea is that the garlic and Thai chili mixture needs to float on top. That's the sign of a good fish sauce. So yeah, I just do this. It's so therapeutic, it's so easy. I ended up adding one more Thai chili, so there are 5 in here. Trust me, it's not too spicy. I think that's good. Juice of 1 lime. I also like to squeeze the rest with my fingers so then I can get any of the bulk in here out. Just for the look, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Here I have a bag of the okonomiyaki bun sale mix, and I added a whole can of coconut milk, and next I'm going to do a full can of Budweiser beer. Any cheap beer works just as fine. Then I'm gonna add 2 eggs, turmeric, and a lot of chopped green onion or scallion in here. Okay, I'm going to let this sit in the fridge, covered of course, and I will come back tomorrow. So here's what I usually do. I saran wrap the top and then place a lid that happens to fit almost perfectly, and this goes in the fridge. Got our dipping fish sauce. I'm gonna leave this in the fridge and I will see you on here tomorrow.